Okay.
In the world. All right.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello, world.
Good evening, and welcome to evening drama. A bit early for folks in Malaysia, but it's okay. You can watch us while having your breakfast.
Who has breakfast at 11?
I
Brunch.
just had breakfast. That's why
Yeah.
it took me a while.
Me too. I just had breakfast too.
Fine. I just went through my sad. So we don't have a lot of cookies in jugs. So I'm eating these like super off-brand Marie crackers.
What do you call Marie crackers?
Oh, Marie biscuits, I guess. Because I always get confused because in America you don't call biscuits this kind of thing.
Biscuits are those
So
cakes.
now I'm like, well, actually, that's one of our topics, right? American versus British English. But yes, Marie biscuits. Yeah, but this brand is not that great, so no sponsorship needed.
Okay, no. I'm having a Senso coffee.
Oh yes, the Senso is so good. Please consider.
Been having it for like the past few months now.
Yeah, I had the Senso the coffee with the milk creamer this morning. I allot myself one a day. I'm very sad. I'm like, one pack is 70 calories.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, but I noticed that on days when I'm like double it, I tend to like get fatter like next day. So like immediately I'm gaining weight from Essential coffee. So I need to.
You have to take the one with no milk or creamer.
I know. I keep telling my brother to buy it, but I think he gets confused. Anyway. Yeah. So we're in a different time zone, or like the show time because of your new job. George.
Yeah. So I started working for the past 2 weeks, and this week's my I guess first real assignment. There's a tournament going on, and I have to cover it. Oh, for those who don't know, I work in EGG, the esports department of Astro, Malaysia's largest only satellite TV network. And this weekend there's a tournament, and I'm doing some coverage on the website for it, which is why I'm not available in the evening to do this show.
Yeah. So can you tell us what you've learned about PUBG?
It's a pretty fun game. Have you tried playing it before?
Nope. What kind of game? Is it like Fortnite? Is it tower defense?
Yeah, so basically Fortnite was inspired by PUBG. It's a third-person battle royale game where you run around collecting weapons and equipment and try to be the last one standing on this huge map. The catch is like every few minutes the playable area will shrink, and people outside. That
just sounds just like Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite copied it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought Fortnite was the original. I had no idea.
No, this game came out first, and it was real popular back when it first arrived. And then in Asia, the mobile version is more popular because people have shitty computers, so everyone games on their phones.
That sounds great. That means I can possibly play. Because the issue with Fortnite is that if you don't have a good computer, you're just gonna die from the lag. Yeah.
So you can play PUBG Mobile on your phone. It runs pretty well on mobile devices. Yeah.
Is there a website? Is there a website for EGG?
egg.network. Yeah.
But he's redirecting me to like GoDaddy or something.
Huh? That's weird.
This domain name expired on the 27th of April 2020.
Oh, the fuck? Huh. This is weird.
I'm also trying to access it.
Yeah. It was
Didn't Edmund like see your article the other day?
Yeah. It's just yesterday. I uploaded a post.
That's so sad. That means someone in your company forgot to renew the domain. Anyway.
But yeah, go on for. Let me check this out. Huh.
Then you should notify your team members.
Yeah, definitely.
That's hilarious. Whoops. Anyway, moving on.
How come no one said anything yet, though?
I'm not sure. Wait, let me check a direct link to an article and see whether that works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys can continue first.
Oh, okay. While George is checking out whether his company website's still up.
How's your story?
Oh, we're gonna go straight to that. I had that saved for a later topic.
Okay.
So yeah, we can talk about it now since George is doing his thing. Yeah, I'm so I wrote the outline, and it is based on a classical hero's journey Harmon Circle framework. I wrote out all the points of the story, and then I started writing. And I'm like a third into the plot, and I'm already getting a little tired of myself.
Yeah. You have like is it because you don't have an end in sight?
I do have an end in sight. I think
Or is it just taking you longer to get there than you thought?
It's taking me so long because I realized that as I'm writing it out that some parts didn't make sense, so I had to change the plot line slightly and then readjust and go back.
But do you think you should do that now, or until you finish it first?
Oh well, there was substantial plot holes into the characters' motivation, so I figured I better fix it now while I'm not too deep in. I think the issue is that the story is very much focused on people drama, so it's a little boring in terms of action. So there's not a lot of tension. So I end up trying to create these tension between characters by making them disagree. But if you do that all the time, it's really boring. So it's constantly I'm trying to make the story interesting for myself to read. But I do like the fact that I'm trying to use some different devices. So you probably read the same tip from Chuck Palahniuk where he says don't just say blah 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 does X and then blah 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 does whatever. I'm trying to use the characters are texting, so you can see their text messages, or they're watching a video and information comes from there, so that there's more variety of exposition going on. But yeah, I'll just show it to you as it is in a little bit, and then you let me know what's wrong with it.
No, yeah, I mean you can finish it first before you show me.
And I was reading about this tip from Kevin Kelly, who's a very famous internet person, who said when you think you're at 90% finished, the remaining 10% is gonna take 90% of your time.
So, that's like installing a program.
Exactly, it's like Windows installation estimate. That's how I feel right now. I'm theoretically I'm a third in, but yet it feels so far away to finish the story. And it's also way longer than I thought. It's how many words am I in right now? So the good news is apparently I can go on forever, which I didn't expect about myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to have more to edit than less to edit, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, it's already 2,300 something words.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So, and then I showed it to one friend, but it wasn't really for comments. It's more for encouragement. So I know she's gonna say it's so great, and that's all I wanted to hear.
How long were you planning it for? I thought
it was 500 words. I don't know how somehow it expanded into way overly long story. Yeah. So.
But having more is always good, I guess.
Yes. So I think that's the good news. I think it's just trying to learn to use more avenues for tension. I think that's the hardest part. But yeah, how about you? How's your story going?
It's a lot shorter than my original plan. Yes.
Oh, that's actually good to me. I'm get it done.
But then that's the problem with really short stories, is that you need to make sure that everything you write is can I say impactful? It has to right?
Yeah, it has to be tight, so tight.
Yeah, it has to be like really tight. So that's the problem too.
Trim out the fat.
Fat.
Yeah.
Actually, I could use more fat right now. Speaking of a diet. Yeah. So how many words have you written from your target word count?
I never really had an intended word count, but I'm trying to aim for a story under like 1,000 words.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I've told you about this book or I linked it to you. It's called The Fox and the Star.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but you probably have to tell us again.
Basically, this is like a really short story about a fox befriending a star, and then it's like super short, but like the point behind the book is like all the wonderful illustrations. But yet, like for a really really short book, like, I didn't really count how many words there were. But like some pages are basically like one paragraph of like maybe 100 words or less. But yeah, it's still so impactful. I mean, I enjoy those kind of stories, but I'm not sure if it's for everyone. But yeah, so that's what I was trying to aim for.
Is it a Neil Gaiman story?
No. It's name by Coralie Bigfoot Smith.
That sounds like a character Neil Gaiman invented to write a story. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like that fairy tale style. That's very dependent on illustrations. So is that how you envision your story taking form? Like once you have a draft, maybe you would get illustrations done as well?
I was planning to. I mean, like the initial plan last year's NaNoWriMo was to do like a graphic novel. But then I realized like it's not so easy scripting a graphic novel. Like you think like, oh, I'm just going to describe it and then the artist is going to draw it. But then like even the description part is like what you see in your head and you're trying to get it on paper. It's like really different. Yeah.
So George, do you have any tips since you actually are writing one that's graphic?
Yeah, well, one thing is, if you're planning to do a novel, are you gonna draw it yourself?
No.
Yeah, so if you're working with an artist, like, well, it's up to you, lah. I mean, people work differently. There's a way you can let the artist determine the visuals, and you just write the story for them to adapt. But if you have
I did some research on like how people like draft like graphic novels, like for Sandman, like at the back he actually shows you like how he writes to the artist, like, oh, I envision it like this. Yeah. And, like the rest up to you. It's kind of like tattoos, like, like I have an idea, but then I want it in that artist style. Like that's why I went to him, right? That's why you choose the artist you want, because you like their style. So you just give him like an idea and then you just let them go to town. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you are willing to let go more control, you can just focus on telling the story and let the artists interpret everything. So
yeah, I suppose.
So how's the demand like? Is there a lot of people who are really good at drawing and don't want to come up with the story? Like, I've always wondered, because my impression is that there's a lot more people who want to write stories and a lot fewer people who know how to draw.
I don't know about the demand for that, but I mean, I assume there are a lot of artists out there who do commissions, right? So I mean, the way I see it is I can always like approach them and ask them about it, So I guess it's better to get a story done first, and then maybe if you show them the story and then they read it, then they might like it, and then they might be more willing to work with you.
Right, but we don't want to end up on r/choosing beggars.
Yeah, well, I mean, make sure you approach artists that make sure you approach artists that you are willing to pay for, lah. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it's like tattoos, right? You need to know how much they want to charge you and whether you're willing to pay that. If not, then just move on, lah.
Yeah. Don't send flamey messages. No, I'll get it cheaper elsewhere.
No, I mean it's like people are providing you a service, right? You don't like the price, and then just find someone else. That's all.
Yeah, I know. No, we're talking about like posts on choosing beggars. That's what people do. They'll be like, "Oh, X can get it done for cheaper. Why can't you do it at this price?"
But I mean, that's not the point, right? Because you like
exactly, it's not
style, right? So how can you like say like, oh, I want Picasso style, but you charge me so much, I'll go for Van Gogh instead. Like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but the people who end up on that Reddit are the ones who don't understand why.
Yeah. So do you have some artists you already have in mind that with styles you like?
Well, I mean, I always like to turn to my friends first. So like Jason's been doing a lot of like nice watercolor stuff. So I think it might suit like what I have in mind.
Oh, cool.
Whether or not he's free or not to work with me is like a different story. Or if he's too busy with work or other commissions. But yeah, I mean, like if I can turn to my friends first, because it's like easier to talk to them. And then like if I can help them out too, and they can help me, then it's like a win-win.
That is very true. Yeah. So our deadline is still the
12th of May.
12th of May. Yeah. Okay. So now we're switching to this strange CMCO situation, like which has been a lot of announcements on r/Malaysia, and me just scrolling through figuring out like, is immigration office open? Not clear. But are you guys going to go barging into your mamak's stalls like in a few days? Like, what's your plan?
No, I'm gonna like stay home until it's truly safe to go out. Yeah.
I won't be for like a super long time, right?
Yeah. But I don't know, like, cause I don't want to like risk infecting my mom if I catch it. Because she's old and we need someone to take care of, and it wouldn't be great. I have to be responsible.
Wah. Yeah, same here.
And like you never want to see your parents sick, and especially if it's your fault, that's even worse.
Oh, then if you're extra bad,
yeah.
Yeah, but you were mentioning how when you work in the weekends, it feels the same. All the days feel the same.
Yeah. So what I've noticed since the start of this, well, actually, close to when I like stopped working, like my days started blending into each other. Like I lost track of time, lost track of what day it was, and I don't know, it's because I didn't go out and I'd been home all day. Like I mentioned my mom asked me what day it was on Friday. I mean not on Friday, I think it was earlier in the week, like Thursday or something, and I said it was Wednesday, and then on Friday she asked me if it was Tuesday. I was like, no, it's Friday. It's like we've all lost track, because like my mom well, back before the MCO, she would go out on like Thursdays and Fridays to see her friends and have dinners with them. Well, I would also be out usually, like having dinner with the guys or with Vanessa, and it was just, but now we've just been home every day, and like Monday feels like Sunday, no difference. Especially now when I've been working this weekend, like it doesn't feel like I'm missing a weekend at all. Like it's just another regular day for me. I guess not going out does affect like me psychologically, like in that sense. Not that it's a big deal or anything, just losing track of the day. Yeah. Do you guys feel like that?
For me, it's more or less the same. So
Well, you already work weird hours, and then I'm also working weird hours. So I feel like we're already in the twilight zone anyway, so there's no difference for us trying to work US time. Yeah, but I think like the whole weekend not weekend thing doesn't matter if you're not going out to eat or anything like that, or like if you're not traveling.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your mom doesn't have those like Chinese calendars with the very thin paper that you rip off every day, so she can keep track of the days.
Oh, she used to. I think I'm not sure if we still have one in the house. Yeah.
They used to give them away all the time, and now it's really hard to find that paper calendar with the very thin paper.
Is it hard to find?
My mom said you can find it in like those shops that sell like incense or like those Chinese sundry shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you had to buy those. I mean, like they used to give them away for free.
Really? Who gave them away?
Yeah, they would give them. I think usually, the 40 Toto or whatever, the lottery, they'll give away those calendars.
Oh, I don't know. I never I can't be bothered to receive free calendars. I have like my phone, my computer, like what?
Yeah. No need for calendars anymore.
Oh, it's another like antiquity lost to time.
Well, I mean, there's digital calendars still use. Like the other day, I discovered Google Tasks. I hadn't been using it before. It's quite nifty. Yeah.
But Google Tasks doesn't really work offline though, so you really have to be like tethered to the internet.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, I'm like online 90% of the day.
24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you imported all your to-do lists from Google Keep to Google Tasks?
From Google Keep, no, I still keep my notes in Google Keep, but on Tasks, I use it exclusively for work. So my upcoming assignments and all. So it's easy to for me to go through them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, it's quite funny you bring it up because I was actually looking at like at these kind of calendar reminder tools. I was looking at it today, and then like now you mentioned Google Tasks.
Yeah, I mean the thing I like is
it just for phone or is that a web version?
You go on Gmail and then there's a menu on the right with all the stuff. Then the tasks at the bottom.
You mean like the app menu?
Yeah, the app menu on the side.
I don't have it.
Man, I'm checking Uber Gizmo. I didn't realize how many articles you write in a day. Oh my gosh.
I only have calendar, I don't have tasks.
Oh, I think you can press the plus button.
There's no plus button. Anyway, I'll look for it later.
Weird. I don't know. Mine has it. Like, yeah. Sorry, Christin, you were saying?
Oh, I saw. Since Singip was looking stuff up, I started to look up Singip himself, and I checked Uber Gizmo.
Okay, I thought you meant like the button next to your profile.
Oh no, below that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll explore it.
Excuse me. What about Uber Gizmo?
Oh, geez, Singip writes a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my gosh. I thought for some reason you wrote like 1 or 2 articles a day, but now I'm seeing that you write a ton of articles per day.
Yeah.
Your brain must explode from so much news.
Yeah, I mean, usually like, I mean, my parents like to send me like tech news every now and then. And then like by the time they send it to me, I will have either like seen it or covered it. Yeah.
Are you the only writer? Because I'm scrolling and now I'm realizing I only see your articles. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty much just me for now.
Wow.
It's actually called Uber Tyler.
Exactly, at this point. Yeah. That's super cool. Yeah. So speaking of writing, George was pointing out English versus American spelling. What inspired that topic?
Yeah, so writing for EGG, which unfortunately is down now.
We know about it, no?
You hear it here
Yeah,
first.
I just informed.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Yeah, thanks for swatting singing. It's because it's I guess Malaysian publication. They use British English, and I had to basically like spell my articles with British English, and quite a few like words I was just like not say struggling with. I just like forget to change, you know. So like it made me Google why can't we just stick with one form of English. Apparently like everyone's just stubborn and no one wants to conform to each other. I mean, I don't care whether like it's British or American English we end up with. I just feel like we should have one, like to make things simpler. Yeah, I don't know. It's
like being correct grammatically is more important.
Yeah, being correct is more important. But like, when I've spent the majority of my life writing in British English, like growing up in school and all, and then after that, I didn't have to write in British English anymore. So I guess, wait, how many years is it? 2002, 18 years. I've been writing in American English, and then now I have to go back to British again. And yeah, it's just like annoying, just yeah.
So which words tripped you up?
Which words tripped me up? Like stuff like maneuver.
Well, it's just a hard word anyway.
And English is like EUVERE. Yeah, and like I mean, it's not just like one word in particular, like just minor things, and like you add extra U's for words like flavor and color, like so dumb.
So is it because Grammarly doesn't have a UK dictionary or something? I'm surprised the software you can't just make it all translate automatically.
I think it does. I'm not sure. Let me check. No, but I mean that's not the problem. But like when I type it in the first place, it's like wrong already. Like
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
It's just and it's so similar. It's not like a completely different word. Yeah, like I feel we should just accept one standard and move on. Yeah.
But some would argue that you're erasing cultural identity.
It's
and
all
in fact,
English.
Since Malaysia was a British colony.
Yeah, the British should have stuck around instead of giving us independence. Yeah.
Erase. This does not represent the viewpoints of the streamers here. That was a joke.
we could
but
be.
It's actually quite. It's funny because I actually grew up writing American English
in Singapore.
Because I used to. Where was it? I used to get into I got into coding when I was in primary school. And IRC was so popular, right?
Yeah.
And then all the codes would be all the words would be largely based on American English. So from there I just got used to using it. So even I mean still in high school and then in college and uni, I would get remarks on my essays colors UR, not OR.
Yeah.
I mean, my point is if you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Right. Exactly, which is the whole point
you
of
understood
language.
What I said.
Yeah.
It's you understood what I said. So why are you being so nitpicky, right?
Yeah.
Right, but I think companies would usually want you to stick to a style guide for consistency.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just English versus American. It's like how do you format states and addresses and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Ideally, you have an editor whose only job is to do all that fixing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like, does it like? Do you think it will impact you in the long run, like being forced to revert back to British English?
I don't think so.
But do you think you'll start using it more in your everyday text?
That one I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe. Well, it's gonna be up to me. At the moment, I'm keeping it separate.
It's like quite hard, right? Like your brain needs to be like, oh, I'm working, so I must remember to add my use, you know.
Yeah.
But then like I'm texting, so like, screw it, I'm not gonna use my use anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, cause maybe it's just the early stages. Like I'm only
the mental flip back and forth seems like so tedious.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'll switch completely to UK British English. Yeah. Oh well.
Okay. So is your article going to be like words describing what happened in a tournament? To me, this is so hard. It's like sports writing, right?
Yeah. So what I've been writing for the past 2 days have been match recaps, basically summaries of all the so far there's been 10 matches, and short summaries of what went on, interesting plays, and who won. Yeah.
So that means you do understand the strategy enough to appreciate that a certain player did some sneaky thing.
Down to the minute details, but at a high level, it's quite easy to understand. It's like for people who miss the matches and want to recap, so they can just read this instead of watching like the whole replay. Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe you can like read like those like MMA fight recaps. Those are like pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've been reading recaps of other esports to get a feel of what I should catch and whatnot. Yeah. Because well, I guess should read similar stuff to write about similar stuff. Yeah.
So are there like PUBG like super famous people, like stars?
That one well, I mean, I know the famous ones like on Twitch, like Dr. Disrespect. And you know, he's like a character. Like he wears sunglasses, has a big mustache and funky hair, and he wears like this suit every time he goes on camera. He has like a larger than life personality. But he was like in some, I don't know, cheating scandal last year, and then another one where he filmed in a public toilet and then he got in trouble for that, I think. Yeah, but
that's so random.
That's how I know about him, because of all this drama. Other than that, I don't.
How you get famous, Steve?
Yeah, but I didn't follow PUBG before this, but I guess now I'm more in tune. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of famous people on Twitch and things, because usually I don't really know anybody, but my friend got me watching this Survivor game that's done in Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Like, you know, the TV reality show Survivor, but instead all the contests are on this girl's island, and then she designed every like game mechanism based on like fishing or like like some of the games are really, really hard. Like the character would appear, do a quick clothing change, and you have to remember what color their shoes are, and then they run away. Like it's all very complicated, and it's like so fun to watch, which I didn't expect, because you can see all these like Twitch personalities. One of them is like, oh, he's like the devious one who's gonna like two-time the team and is trying to sabotage or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is my first time foray into like Twitch and like watching people game in a way.
Yeah.
And it's like Animal Crossing. Yeah. So my appreciation grows. I also like how they all have that green screen behind a gamer chair, so they look like they're in the frame.
Yeah. I mean, I think you need a dedicated room for that, or at least a big room to have space for a screen. Yeah. Unless you are willing to set it up every time you go on camera, which is troublesome.
Yeah, and they all have the fancy
you get those like those rolly things, right?
Yeah.
Roll it out.
Yeah, one day we'll have a bigger budget for this show and we'll have green screen.
I don't know. I think my room adds charm. You can see my cigarettes in the back.
That's so funny. Oh, actually, Yuhan watched the show, and she was like, in the last episode, I can hear very faintly that someone has emo music in the background. And I wanted to know what the song was. Do you happen to remember what you were playing?
I was playing the Afterburner album on like repeat. The thing is, because Line automatically like mutes background like audio as when you're in the video call, so I didn't realize it was on until the stream was over and I was watching the replay. I'm like, why is there music in the background? Yeah, it turns out it was streaming the Dance Gavin Dance album.
Oh, okay.
For the whole show,
it mutes the sound so it doesn't disrupt the video audio.
Yeah.
But
not mute. It doesn't mute it. It lowers it.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That's
because
more clever than I thought.
OBS is streaming all the audio from my PC, so it was streaming the music at a soft volume as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I did not hear it. I was like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah.
But it never waited. We watched our own stream.
Yeah, you can't hear it on this video call, but
anyway, I think she liked it, so she wanted to know what it was.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Dance Gavin Dance Afterburner. Yeah. Check it out. Go listen to it. It's really good. Yeah.
Okay, so the next topic you have is keeping quiet instead of saying stupid comments. What happened?
No, it's just something that I've blogged about this in the past, and I don't know why it just came to mind again last night as I was writing on this document. Like, why do people make stupid comments online? You know, because I mean I see on Facebook every now and then people will come up with their own hot takes, and it's usually a stupid hot take, and like everyone will flame them for it. Like,
they like attention, even negative attention.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean,
you remember that one kid in school who did stupid stuff?
Who?
I don't know. I'm just saying a hypothetical one, so I don't get blamed for accusing anybody of anything.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but we've grown up now. We're like all adults, right? So, to me,
I'm not sure.
I find myself like typing comments on Facebook sometimes, and then after a while, I'm like, nah, I can't be bothered to deal with any backlash or what, so I just erase it and move on. You know, like.
Same.
Just keep opinions. Like, I keep my opinions to myself, and the following day I'll forget already. It's like, doesn't matter. And like, I didn't try to ruin anyone's day or cause any drama or whatnot. But yeah,
I don't think any of us are secretly internet trolls, so we're like ill-equipped to answer that psychological question.
I guess a younger me would have been like that, Yeah, but now
I mean, like, that's
I'm
how
older.
we used to handle like blog comments, right? We'll just flame people and then.
Well, that's because people were flaming on our blog,
I know, but
really?
now I wouldn't. Okay, like now I don't have a blog anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What it's like to get comments, but then, I mean, I'm like you. I also can't be bothered to write back or comment on things. Like sometimes I find myself writing comments on Reddit halfway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
But
Same
it's
here.
not like I'm not like getting into an argument or anything. It's just like some people post stuff and then I'm just commenting on it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, me too, or like, oh, you should. How about this? How about that? And I'm like, you know what? I can't be bothered to deal with replies.
I just give an up or down vote.
Especially with strangers on the internet, I can't be bothered to just can't be bothered to know what a stranger thinks of my comment. But I don't think it's about maturity, right? I mean, it's like the internet has given a lot of people a voice. They can like just make comments behind a anonymous account or a screen name. Yeah.
But
a lot of stuff people would say, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of things people wouldn't actually say in real life,
Yeah, but don't you think mature people won't troll, right?
I mean, have you guys?
Okay, fine. Maybe mature is not the wrong one, but I mean, you say like we're adults now, right?
Yeah.
You can still be like a childish adult.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can think of an example of a friend who I would not name, who does bother to reply some of these like flamey sort of comments, and it like which causes even more flames. And I've always wondered like why he bothers, but he doesn't bother all the time, like only sometimes. But I think sometimes like I don't blame him because like the other person's side is so extreme that he feels compelled to say something just for the justice of the world kind of thing. But I think that that's like one example, right, where you're really passionate about a topic and you're like factually the other person's wrong, so you want to say something. I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's like the super trolly, like pointless comments. Like, do you guys know anyone who does that online and you know them in real life and they're not like that at all?
I know friends who like to comment on stuff online, but they don't troll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know like some people like to get into like arguments with strangers and
yeah, some people do that.
You know who you are.
Comments.
Yeah, so
yeah, I don't know.
But are they like very quiet in real life and they only do the snide comments online?
No, they're like that in person too, but
oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess talking about the same person.
Maybe not. I don't know. But some are louder online, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right, but I feel like on the other hand, controversy sells these days, right? Like people who are willing to say all sorts of controversial stuff are the ones who get promoted because you get more controversial karma points or whatever. So we're losing out by not saying nothing.
Yeah, but what do those points get you?
I don't know, influencer, free swag.
No one looks at your Reddit karma like score.
Yeah,
no, but like, what's
the
point of making comments though? Like if you point out something that's factually wrong, like what are you hoping to achieve by doing that?
I think there's some small hope of changing someone's mind, but it never works that way. It wasn't because the facts were wrong. It's because the emotions were there, and you haven't changed that. That's why I tell my friend who comments a lot. It's kind of pointless. But yeah, I was checking Uber Gizmo and I don't see many comments on your post, unfortunately, so I couldn't pull up an example.
Yeah, people don't really
your news articles are too factual.
Make it sound like the bad thing.
One of the rare places on the internet that's not filled with bullshit.
But it's weird because like like for Uber Gizmo, we don't really get a lot of like the comments I've seen so far are mostly about people who like to point out errors. Like, you mean this, or like, oh, you should have done more research and stuff. But no one actually like comments to discuss, you know, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they argue with your interpretation of what happened?
No, it's more like, I don't know, like the comments are more technical, like they're more pointing out like if you made a mistake in like listing like the specs or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then like on other websites, like you see like you go to The Verge or Engadget and you see people actually having a discussion of the topic, you know. And then I mean I feel like those comments are more entertaining, like you feel people's passion or interest about the topic.
Right.
I mean I enjoy those kind of comments.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those critical mass things, right? People have been on like Uber Gizmo is cool, but I don't think it's as well known as like Verge and other more US centric news sites. So people haven't
I haven't checked the
congregated.
stats for a while though, so I'm not too sure.
Maybe you need to put a post that's like, hey guys, I know you've been reading, why don't you say something? That would drive more traffic.
Also like some of the comments we get like from like these random people commenting on posts from like 10 years ago for like a phone, and they're like, where can I buy this, you know, something like that. I'm like, Like, are these people for real? Like, you know, like, are you just finding out about this now? Or is it like some kind of like weird internet bot that's like, you know, like trolling the internet for these kind of posts and asking where to buy? And like, I don't understand what's the point, right?
Yeah, well, maybe you have really good Google SEO for that old phone model. So you're like the first post. Yeah. Some of these old phones are very hard to find, so I don't blame them.
No, but why do you want them now?
That's true.
Some people like to collect old gadgets.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, these people are collectors.
Yeah.
Collectors.
Yeah, or they're in like countries where they don't have access to newest stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool though that you're getting feedback on your articles after so long. You're like, what the heck?
No,
but do you ever bother to
by me? Like, there's one that was written by George. That
oh, really?
Like, went and fixed for him or something like that. like I don't know, it's like a really old article, and then they're like, "Oh, this image is mine. Can you give me credit?" And I'm like, "I can't even edit this post. You know, I don't have the permissions for it."
But you can't edit my posts?
It was a Uber Phones post. I couldn't edit it.
Oh, Uber Phones.
I'm not sure if I told you this. I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you before, but it's a while ago.
Probably forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so the next topic is putting Sing Up on the spot, our favorite segment. Did you see the Google?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, does Sing Up even know? Okay, our question of the day for Sing Up is like, why does Sing Up mute our group thread?
Yeah.
So we have a line group thread where we try to coordinate the show and talk about other stuff, but I know that you mute notifications for all group threads. But our argument, me and George, is that we don't even say that much. So why do you bother?
But when you do, it's like a lot. Like it's like with all the other group chats, right? Like when no one says anything, it's like really quiet. But when people say something, then like it just comes in like non-stop, right? And then like I don't want my I'm wearing an Apple Watch, right? I don't want my wrists like start buzzing like non-stop. Right? And then I used to be in the past, right? Where my phone nowadays, like my phone's pretty much muted all the time, like on silent mode. But in the past, like I would leave sound on, and then I wake up like in the middle of the night, and then like it'll be pinging non-stop because people are like chatting.
Oh, especially right. I do send you send it.
Especially when I was in Australia, right? And then like there's like a 2-3 hour time difference. So like it'll be like 2 or 3 a.m. for me, but it'll be like 12 a.m. for Malaysia, right? And like, people are like this when people are getting like playing games and chatting. And like suddenly at 3 a.m. it's like ding 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 ding, and I'm like, oh shit, you know? So like from then on, like I made it a point to just mute all group chats.
Well, it's very fair.
I see the notification, like I see the numbers, right? So like, oh, I know people are chatting, then then like if I leave it, then I see it grow to like 50 or 60, then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm glad I muted it.
Oh. Yeah, when 50 to 60, I usually declare bankruptcy. I just like scroll past all, I'm like, whatever. Clearly.
Yeah, and then I feel like people like really want to talk to me or whatever, then they always just direct message me, like, you know, like, you're like, hey, where are you? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
It was more like, hey, where are you? I know you did not check our group thread.
So yeah,
so how many
like,
group threads do you have?
You can always reach me like privately.
Yeah, but how many group chats do you have on Line?
I mean, it's not just Line, it's just in general, like WhatsApp, Line, Kakao Talk. I mean, I just don't like getting like a bunch of notifications anyway.
Who are your other friends? We need to know. Were they not watching our show?
I don't know. My friends are George's friends.
Oh, right.
Well, speaking of notifications, like my phone, I only turn on notifications for emails. Other than that, it's all muted, like within the app itself. So my phone still rings. Yeah, just don't get any buzzes or beeps.
Yeah, I think I only have notification for WhatsApp, WeChat, Line, but the groups. Okay, I also mute group threads. Okay, it's just not the one with 3 of us.
Yeah, same. You know.
So special.
Yeah, special. This chat is special.
Yeah. I'm
unbiased.
But I usually put my phone on Do Not Disturb mode when I sleep.
Okay.
Which
I mean, back
I
then
realized
there's no D&D mode last time.
Yeah,
Last
I
time
don't know
was
how
pretty
people
much
live.
like silent or like ring.
Yeah, but I noticed that D&D mode doesn't work if so for example, I have Yu Hong as a special contact. So if me and her and another person are in the same group chat, it does not mute it. So I have to separately mute Google Hangouts, or else the phone will buzz all day when I'm sleeping. So, yeah, but nowadays the only like non-chat app I have a notification for is Twitch. Because it's like the only thing where I guess it's better if it's live.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
yeah, I try to have that on.
I don't know why. Even though it makes no difference, like it feels better to watch a live show live when it's online. I don't know why. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to wait for the good parts. You know, like I just want
That's
to
true
be able
too.
to. Yeah. Like last time I used to watch a lot of the Underlord
Streamers. Yeah.
Yeah, like they post it to YouTube, right? They post the entire stream, then I will watch it and I'm like, oh, you know what, this is boring, let's skip, you know, the parts that I want to watch. But live you can't, so you just have to wait, you know.
Yeah, the thing is when you're watching live you normally don't watch the whole show. You'll be tuned in like in the middle of it to the end. Or at the start until the middle or something. But it feels like good to catch something as it occurs like right in front of your eyes. Yeah, I don't know what that feeling is. It's like if you watch a replay or a highlight video, it's not, you don't get the same feeling. But like, cause like for Dota tournaments, like the international, I stay up till like 5 a.m. watching it live because it's never in a good time zone for us in Malaysia, and like it's just so exciting, to see it happen. Like even though I know I could watch the same plays like when I wake up the next day, but yeah, I choose to stay live to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So last night I woke up at 12 midnight to watch Half-Thor Bjersen do a deadlift of 501 kilos, the world record. So that was worth it. It was so short though. It's like 5 seconds and it's over. Like, okay, back to bed. Spoiler, he pulled it. Yeah, and then people were saying, why doesn't he do more? But I think it's he's waiting for another sponsored event so he can have like double the money.
Next one, 502 kg.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what people are doing, right? And going up by one, yeah.
But yeah, very motivational. I mean, he's a huge guy, but to be able to beat a world record is pretty cool.
Did his nose bleed?
No, it wasn't. Okay, so here's the thing. Eddie Hall did 500 and he was collapsing. His nose was bleeding and all that. But like Half-Thor made it look so easy in comparison that it was just like, oh, okay, I'm done. And also, right after, he challenged Eddie Hall to a boxing match.
I read on Reddit that like that Eddie guy, he was pissed off that people were doing 501 just to beat him.
Yeah, and he's, I don't know, like I used to follow a lot of Eddie Hall's content, but I feel like he is being a little bit too salty about the whole thing.
Yeah,
like his time is over. His son Half-Thor's just bigger than him too, because the bigger you are, the easier this is. So he does have a very strong advantage there.
Yeah.
So maybe if he divide by weight, it's not as threatening or something. I don't know.
Maybe. No idea.
Yeah. But so it was fun.
But I don't think I could even lift like 100 kg.
That is very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're doing 500. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he's also like three of us combined makes one Half-Thor, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Like in a human centipede kind of way.
You think Arnold could do it? In his prime?
No, he never lifted for sake of strength. He was only doing it for aesthetics.
Oh, we have a
I don't think he was ever that strong.
Hi, Vanish1982. Welcome to the show.
Is that your friend?
Is that your friend? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we have a new viewer.
Yay, hello.
If you have any questions for us, feel free to drop it in chat.
Yeah. Yeah, so Georgia had recently written a post on productivity on blogy.net. Sounds dirty every time I say it. And,
like maybe I think about a year or two ago I regret like using it, but whatever, I'll just stick with it. No one even knows what it means.
Well, I mean, you can always claim that it's a clean name. It's just blog and George combined.
Oh yeah, that's a new canon of the meaning.
Yes. Yeah, I thought it was very helpful because I think like in scaling down ideas, I did get more done this week. So
that's good.
Yeah, I made up a new term for myself. It's a minimum viable unit of effort.
MUVV. Wait, no.
Yeah, and then I just try to do the simplest, which you're right. It's like just Google Docs is the easiest thing to use.
You should have like abbreviated it so it's pronounced like move.
Oh, yeah, you need to put some marketing spin on this thing, and then we'll trademark it.
No, I'm not a motivator. It's just, yeah. I mean, I don't even know how effective this is. This is just what I do, you know.
Yeah, so
I hope it helps people. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's helpful.
But like coincidentally, like yesterday I saw a video. There was like a video of this Navy, his commander. I'm not sure what his rank was, but he's giving like some kind of commencement speech, and he was saying like how to be more productive, right?
Okay.
So is he the wake up at 4 a.m. guy?
By making a bed.
Yeah.
And then like basically saying, I don't think he didn't mention anything about 4 a.m. But basically he was saying that like doing the simplest things like making your bed, it makes you feel happy that you accomplished something for the day, at the start of the day. And then like the idea is that it's supposed to snowball until like the end of the day. And then like he's saying like even if like you do nothing, and at the very least like you get to go to sleep in a made up bed, you know.
Share that link with us.
So like your post about breaking down tasks into actual portions, like, it's a bit like that.
Your bed's not made behind you. It's okay. So neither is mine. You just can't see it.
So I took a nap this afternoon.
Afternoon? It's only 12 now.
No, but I already made it.
I did one trick to make my bed easier to make.
I took a nap in the morning.
Oh, what is it? That sounds like a helpful tip.
I don't use a blanket anymore. So I just I can see. I just
you just lie on it.
Yeah. That's it.
I like how you have 2 bolsters.
Yeah, I know. Like sometimes I want to hug the soft one, sometimes I want the hard one. Yeah.
Yes, I think the bolster is the quintessential Asian pillow. Underappreciated.
Do they not use bolsters in the US?
No, they don't. Okay, so here's the thing. I bought one, but it's called a pregnancy pillow.
Okay.
And it's not like the traditional like cylindrical sausage shape. It's more of a J shape or something, and it's actually not as comfortable as the traditional sausage one. So now when I get to go back, I think I want to buy the shape again.
Oh, you can just bring one back, right?
Can you imagine bringing a pillow on a plane,
yeah, you can hug it to sleep.
It for luggage.
No, hug it on.
It's so dirty now. Now with.
That is true.
Yeah. But yes, I'm a huge fan of the bolster as well.
You're picking up all the germs from the plane and bringing it back home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is it because you're
coronavirus to the US?
Well, like at this rate, isn't it more there? But so you don't use a blanket because it's so warm in your room, so you don't need it.
Well, I've started. Well, not started. I've been sleeping with a fan for like the longest time, so I don't need a blanket.
Oh,
yeah.
Aren't you afraid of fan death?
Fan death?
the Korean fan.
Oh, right. No.
So you have disproven the fan death theory by not being dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's been years. I don't sleep with a blanket anymore. Like I find it cool enough with just a fan at night. So, no biggie. I don't miss the aircon. Yeah. I mean, I do turn it on when it's like too hot sometimes, but then I turn it off after like 30 minutes. Yeah.
I'm like the worst hotel roommate for George.
Yeah. And I don't know, we always end up sleeping together as well.
Wait, what?
The minute we get into the hotel room, I'm like, where's the aircon? And I crank it down to like the lowest possible. Then after that, like I find that it was just so warm. Then George is like, it's so cold. I need to turn it off. Then I'll start sweating. Then I'll turn it back on.
Yeah, but I guess
I wake up in the morning and then like it's off, and what the hell?
when
but
we're
it's fine. I mean, like the company makes up for the temperature.
When we're sleeping, it's okay. I can just stay under the blanket. But when we're like, doing activities in the room, and like I can't be under the blanket all the time, it's freezing, man.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm with Seng. I prefer it much colder than normal people here. So I cannot take off any more clothes. You can always put on another blanket.
Exactly, right? That's my point.
Yeah. But do you guys still share a room instead of doing other arrangements with your friends so that cool people can stay with the cool people and the hot people stay with the hot people?
No.
No, I mean, like I said, like the company makes up for the temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's fine. I mean, yeah.
And I think our habits match. Like Singyip doesn't need a long time in the toilet. I spend forever shitting sometimes. So it's good.
Yeah, for sure. Any good so let's end on any good toilet games. Should I check out PUBG? Is it a good toilet game?
Well, matches can last up to half an hour, so maybe not for the
that's
toilet.
not good. That's a hemorrhoid. Hemorrhoid-inducing game.
But
hemorrhoid game.
I've started playing Legends of Runeterra. That is Riot's...
Oh, I got so many ads for that.
Yeah, it's Riot's version of Hearthstone.
Oh.
So it's pretty fun. It's a mix of... I find the mechanics to be a mix of MTG and Hearthstone. So if you want something in between, you might like that. Yeah.
Cool.
My favorite is still Magic the Gathering, but I don't play anymore. But based on past experiences and all that. Yeah. Runeterra is quite cool. Like the art is nice if you like the League of Legends art, like the characters and all that stuff. The UI is very Hearthstone-like. And there are some mechanics that are similar to Magic. Yeah, but it's kind of easy to play and easy to pick up. Well, hard to master, I guess, just like all card games. Yeah, and their card earning model is pretty generous. Like you can unlock all the cards by just playing without spending any money, so that's cool.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah, I like the sound of that. Hearthstone's a
no, but obviously you can spend money to earn cards quicker, but it's not necessary.
More fair.
Yeah, at least now.
Cool. Yeah, I'll totally check it out.
Don't know if they'll change it in the future, but yeah.
So is it based on League of Legends?
Yeah, it's based on the League of Legends lore.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I mean
so
they have
can
like
we be friends on it?
Yeah. I'll give you my username if you want to add me later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
All right,
I'll check it out and let's stumble my way through. I'm very good at beating 6-year-olds at card games. I'm hoping that it's mostly 6-year-olds playing.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Delmar-san.
All right.
It was Legends of Runeterra.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. It's on PC, iOS, and Android. So yeah, just go legendsofruneterra.com, I think, or playlor.com or something. Yeah. All right.
I'm getting it on the iPad.
Okay. Well, thanks
Okay,
for the show,
cool.
everyone. Any last words before we say goodbye?
I'm gonna eat my lunch. I really miss fast food. It's kind of
When
sad.
you think you finish your story, though? When you think
I thought we have until
story?
I thought we have until end of MCO, which could still theoretically extend.
Oh yeah, speaking of MCO, what do you guys think? Like, letting people go out soon and certain offices can reopen.
I'm still gonna live the same life.
It's confusing a lot of people. Like, some people take this to mean that it's over, but it's not.
Yeah, like for example,
it's like quite dangerous.
Yeah, it feels premature because like Astro is saying, well, at least for my side, the offices are reopening, but they're letting like half go in first, like half to work at office, and then the other half at home. And for those in the office, you have to still wear masks, not sit next to each other, and all that nonsense. Like, why not just?
What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Just let everyone stay home and work. I don't know. I feel like this few months has proven that working from home is a viable option, and more companies should embrace that. Yeah.
It's viable, but like I don't think it's like a lot of people are not mentally used to it yet.
But they've had like 3 months to work from home already. Like, isn't it?
I mean, even you said earlier on, like the day just started planning together.
Yeah, sure, but I mean that's insignificant. It doesn't affect my work.
Right. It's like the health risk is not worth going to coffee shop.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean,
though I really do miss coffee
shops. Office, but then I mean, like it can't just be like, oh yeah, I want to just work from home. Like, I guess it needs to be like some mental preparation or something like that.
It's all in your head, man. People need to be more adaptable.
I don't know. We'll see. I just hope it's not like one step forward, 2 steps back. If we can progress in a linear fashion, I'm like fine. But I'm just afraid that this is going to cause an explosion and we have to go back to zero again. Then that's not worth the time.
Exactly.
But yesterday was like 106 new cases.
Yeah.
Which is like quite a huge jump because before we were still like in the 50s.
Yeah.
And like this was like a couple of days before they planned to let people go back to work and other businesses. Right? So I think like now's not a very good time to do that.
Right. And Delmar's telling us that the military is actually working remote in the US. So that's kind of interesting.
With drones?
He's in the Navy Reserves, which is really cool. Yeah. So we'll see. That's what I heard too. Maybe I'll announce of a new company, but like that company is gonna switch to, rumor has it, like half people work at home at one time. So you're splitting the office to have work from home days, different days, which I think is the nicest compromise because you can have your meetings on certain days and work from home the other days.
Yeah. No, so it'll be like 2 weeks, half go in, and then the following 2 weeks, the other half will go in while the first half will go back to working from home.
But like, what's the point though?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
If we can work from home already, why do you need people to go back to the office? Unless like they're like even meetings can be held remotely now, right?
Yep.
So unless like you need some physical face time with like customers or whatever, then what's with the half and half, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's some meetings that are just nicer in person, but I think it has to be like not.
But it's like a bonus, right?
Like, socially distanced.
Like a bonus. Nice meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to the new normal. Okay, cool. I'm so glad we did this episode. I was actually afraid that this is the point where we drop off and fail doing an episode. No. So thanks for keeping us on track.
I wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah. I know. Wow. This is usually when me and Seng give up. So this is amazing.
Come on, we're 7 episodes in. Like 3 more to hit
okay.
10. 10 would be a
Yes,
milestone,
we
you know. That means what we
Yes,
did 10
it
weeks in
would
a
be.
row. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
All right, thanks for tuning
right.
in, Delma-san.
Thank you.
Bye.
And yeah, goodbye everyone. See you guys next week.
Bye.
See you.